Rescue Squad Mater. It was a warm, sunny day in Radiator Springs, and Lightning McQueen and Mater were cruising through town. Red, the fire truck, was watering some flowers in front of the fire station. "Hey, Red," Lightning called. "I used to be a fire truck," Mater said out of the blue. "What?" Lightning exclaimed. "Dadgum right," Mater replied. Then he began to tell the story of Rescue Squad Mater. Rescue Squad Mater was at the fire station when an emergency call came in. All units, shouted the dispatcher on the radio. "Fire in progress at 1209 Carmichael Way." Rescue Squad Mater gasped. He recognized that address. "That's the old gasoline and match factory," he exclaimed. Luckily, he was gassed up and ready to roll. Mater 1 en route. He knew he had to get to the factory fast. He zoomed out of the station and roared down the street at top speed. Cars and trucks cleared the way to let him through. Mater was racing to the rescue. Moments later, Rescue Squad Mater sped up to the burning building. "Back it up, folks," a police trooper called to the crowd that had gathered to watch. "Make room for Mater." The rescue truck squealed to a stop in front of the blazing fire. "We're counting on you," the firehouse dispatcher said over the radio. "I'm on it." Rescue Squad Mater aimed a water hose and started spraying. He bravely battled the flames, ignoring the danger. "Mater," Lightning said, interrupting the story, "I can't believe that you were a fire truck." "You remember," Mater replied. "For Pete's sake, you were there too." Then he went on telling his tale. The fire had spread through the entire factory, but Rescue Squad Mater still continued to battle it. Suddenly, a frightened voice called out, "Ah! Help! Help!" Lightning was stuck on the top floor of the burning building. "Remain calm," Mater shouted to him. "I got you." The rescue truck sprayed another blast of water to beat back the flames. Then he began to raise his ladder toward the top floor. Rescue Squad Mater knew that he was the only one who could help Lightning at that moment. Soon, the ladder was right beneath Lightning. Would there be enough time for Rescue Squad Mater to get him safely to the ground before the factory exploded? The crowd watched anxiously, waiting on the edges of their tire treads. Kablam! The factory blew up in a huge explosion. Luckily, by then, Lightning was out of the building. Rescue Squad Mater had done it. He'd saved the day. "Yay, Mater!" the onlookers cheered. "Awesome!" Mater didn't have time to celebrate. He had to make sure his best friend wasn't hurt. He used his ladder to lift Lightning into an ambulance. "The hospital, stat!" he ordered. "He's overheating." "I got it," the ambulance said, and then sped away. Finally, Mater turned toward the crowd and smiled. When Lightning arrived at the hospital, a medic rushed him to the operating room. The freshly scrubbed room was filled with medical equipment such as battery chargers, grease guns, and some other tools that Lightning wasn't so sure about. A whole team of nurses and assistants was there too. Lightning looked around. Where was the doctor? Then he heard a nurse's voice over the loudspeaker. "Paging Dr. Mater." Lightning blinked. Had he heard that right? Seconds later, the doctor rolled in. Lightning could hardly believe his eyes. It was Mater. He looked calm and professional in his surgical mask and headlamp. "All righty now," Dr. Mater told his patient. Let's have a look-see." "Mater, you're a doctor too?" Lightning asked in surprise. "That's right, buddy," Dr. Mater replied. "Got my MD, my PhD, my STP, and my GTO." Lightning spotted Dr. Mater's diplomas on the wall. What kind of a degree was a GTO? He wondered. At that moment, a pretty nurse rolled into the room. She was wearing a jaunty cap, and the letters GTO were painted on her sides. "Hey, doctor," she said with a wink. Dr. Mater smiled back. Then he got down to business. He had a patient to save, and he took his job seriously. "Clear!" he called out as he swung the arm of a scary-looking medical instrument toward Lightning. "Ah!" Lightning screamed. Then Mater stopped telling his story. "Well?" Lightning asked. "What happened?" "I saved your life," Mater said. "What?" Lightning was pretty sure he would remember something like that. "No, you didn't." "Did so," Mater replied. "Did not," Lightning insisted. Then a yellow GTO drove by. "Hello, doctor." "Did so," Mater told Lightning smugly.